Right, it's cancelled. Not a bad day, are we? Right, for those who have perhaps not seen one of these before, we found a young lad at the beginning of this year at Brands Hatch. He was trawling around the pits, he was only 12 at the time. And he was interviewing all the drivers. We thought, well, you know, we like you, you're a pretty cool dude. So we've employed him to do our Q&As. So give him a massive round of applause. His name is Lewis, he's a star of the future. Lewis Maundrell.
Hello everybody. How are you all today?
Very well. Tired.
Pretty hot, isn't it? Right, let's welcome up onto the stage our two drivers. Please welcome, he is the speed from Leeds. It's Silverstone Tordoff! Also, please welcome on stage BTCC legend. Do you want to know why he's a BTCC legend? Well, let me tell you. He has won 87 races. He has had 193 podiums, 46 poles. Of course, it's number 99, Jason Plato.
What is still on there? What's that?
Fun?
What is still on? Oh, it's KX Tesco.
Jason, we'll start with you. You got a brilliant qualifying, couldn't have done much better in P1, and then took behind Colin Turkington through the first corner, and then took in up the inside going into Brooklands, and that was so early on the race that the majority of the race was in your control.
Is this race one we're talking about?
Race one.
Yeah, you know, the game plan for us, we knew we would lose, you know, we'd be beaten to the first corner, we knew that. But also, we know that we needed to make a real big push on Colin in the first 2 or 3 laps, because once he got into his stride, you know, after 3 laps, we start to feel that, even though it's 3 laps of the race, we can start to feel front tyre wear becoming an issue. So, you know, I needed to make a move early on and get past him. Yeah, which was nice actually. It was a good overtaking move, and you know, there's a bit of psychology in this game that I haven't really got anything to lose on second. That's first loser in my book. He's got a championship lead to protect, and the last thing he would probably want to do is have me rattling down the inside. He doesn't give me any room, so of course you drive with that in mind. And you know, fair play to Park on, he gave me room. So yeah, you know, we're having a brilliant day today.
Now Sam qualified very well, P3, and then race 1 you went for the softs while you had no ballast, and it looked like you did pay off, especially towards the end of the race, because you were all over Matt Jackson, but unfortunately couldn't quite get past and you finished 4th.
Yeah, we took a gamble this weekend. Traditionally with the MG, it doesn't like the soft tyre. We always seem to struggle, mainly because we have, you know, we hurt our front tyres a lot comparatively to some of the other cars, and so some cars that are kinder on the tyres can use the soft tyre as an advantage, where it's always been a disadvantage for us. So we gambled race 1, a couple of reasons. Obviously I don't have any ballast from the championship positions, so that... What's he doing?
Are you okay, Jason?
He just chatting to the pretty girls, isn't he? So obviously, me going race 1 with no ballast was going to be my best scenario for racing the soft tyre. It also, you know, gave Jason fighting for the championship still, allowing me to go early on. Then sort of, you know, I can test a few things out for JP in, you know, when he's going to have the soft tyre race 3. So it was a gamble that paid off, and actually we finished 4th, which is the best result we've ever had in the soft tyre. So yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
So Jason, race 2. Bit of a carbon copy really, wasn't it? Tucked in behind Colin Turkington, then the rest was basically the same.
Well, you know, I enjoyed the race 2 a bit more because Colin had the soft tyre, thank you. Colin had the soft tyre on, and yeah, there was, certainly in my mind, there was more motor, you know, I needed to get past him. In fact, even earlier than I did in race 2, because the BMW seems to count, you know, it looks after his tyres a bit better in the soft tyre than we do. And that meant, you know, I had to get past him, and you know, it needed a fairly bold aggressive move up the inside, and yeah, it was a bit overly close, to be honest. You know, the gun was loaded. I pulled the trigger, and I wasn't sure whether or not it was going to come off, but yeah, it was close. But actually, he put me under quite a bit of pressure for 2 or 3 laps. Immediately after getting past him, and then his car seemed to come alive a little bit, and I started to suffer a little bit of understeer, probably through driving it a little bit too hard at turn 1, and then I need to just adjust my racing line a little bit and look after the tyres, and then I had an easier second half of the race because his tyres were shot and mine was still in good shape. So yeah, great start today, 2 wins, pole position. We can't do more than that really.
Now Sam, race 2. You looked like you struggled to get the tyres up to temperature, so you fell back a little bit. But once your tyres were working, you were one of the quickest cars on track, and you finished the race 2 off with a good battle with the book schedule.
Yeah, it was okay. They struggled a little bit, if I'm honest. We expected to put them go back as the medium side for race 2 and then make progress. Made a terrible start, which doesn't help you, Randy. The field's so close and the competition's so close that you lose 3 places on the first lap, and you're never really going to get that back. So that was my fault, and then just wasn't really too happy with the car. So I've got some changes to make for race 3. We got lucky with the reverse grid actually, pulled out 7, so that means I'm starting P2. So if I can get my act together off the start line, make a few changes, a bit more towards JP's setup, then hopefully we should be good.
Now Jason, you still with us?
No, I just noticed that dirty Scots git over there goes by with Gail Gordon being interviewed by the stewards, and he looks a bit sheepish. He's trying to with Steve Gill.
Now Jason, going into this weekend, you said you were focusing on the constructors title, which if that is true, you've really done well there.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're more also focusing on the Drivers' Championship, so to speak.
The most important thing for us is we're leading the Manufacturers' Constructors' Championship with MG, and it's an absolute must we win that. And that means both of us must finish both races. The next thing is, I'm here to win races, I'm not here to come second. And if I win races and it goes my way, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it would take fairly catastrophic bad luck for Colin Turkington, which hasn't happened so far. If we go to Brands Hatch, he needs to have 2 DNFs and probably a DNF in this race. It's just not going to happen. That said, there's an opportunity to assist with one of those DNFs, and I might call my Lewis Maundrell Tordoff here to help out. I was talking this morning that we were going to root one of the BMWs, but actually we chose the wrong one, didn't we?
Right, now it's your go to ask the questions. Hope you've got some in mind. Can we please make sure we vary them between Sam and Jason? So, anyone got a question? Right, we're done. See you. Yes?
For both of you really. The Formula 1 and World Endurance Championship has all gone hybrid, and there are more hybrid cars on the road. Do you think that BTCC will go hybrid?
Now, Formula 1 has gone a bit more hybrid, a lot more hybrid cars on the road. Do you think BTCC will go hybrid, and if so, when?
Do you know, I hope not. Because I hate electric cars. I hate them with a vengeance. I think electric cars should be illegal. And furthermore, I think everybody should be forced to have V8s. I honestly couldn't give one damn about the planet. I want a big V8 and I will make loads of noise. Electric cars should be illegal. Thank you.
Anything to add, Sam?
There's not much more I can say about it. Well, I think the noise is a big part of what is the attraction. And you just look at the Formula E Championship that just started, and it's naff. There's no excitement. The noise is such a big part of it. So for me, We do actually have a push-to-pass button on the steering wheel, don't we? When they made the NGTC thing, they've given us the button, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't push to pass. There's no such thing as DRS. But we push it anyway. So why they put that on the car, I don't know, but I don't see it happening in the near future now.
Anybody else? Oh, no?
Another important thing about this hybrid electric thing, I don't know if anybody watched the TV for the Formula E, but I've never seen so many people wearing dungarees in my life. You don't want that in touring cars.
Anybody else? Yes? What's the best race car you've ever been in? Jason, you've been in quite a lot. Sam, you've been in a good few as well.
I mean, going back to what we all kind of remember, the halcyon days, let's say that, but they weren't. But the cars were amazing, which was the Super Touring Car days. My debut in the '97 Renault Laguna, that was an amazing bit of kit. No expense spared on it. A lot of technology from the Formula 1 team at Williams would put down. That was a great car. But in terms of probably sheer enjoyment and a challenge, would be a VX or supercar. That would be, that's a car for big boys. And when I drove that, I wasn't big enough. So I'd like to go back to that logo.
Well, for me, as you can see, I'm quite a few years younger than JP. So I've not got quite the how many years of experience. A lot. We'll leave it at that. I'll tell you what, one of the best races I had actually was a couple of weeks ago in the Goodwood Revival. Me and Jason did the Goodwood Revival. And we had the most monumental scrap of that 13th place. We were in the race, the cars varied. Our cars were 10 seconds off the leaders and we got lapped. But it didn't matter. There was us two, Barry Williams and Rob Bradley. We had the best race over 13th position. All in, we were like 90 brake horsepower cars. They weren't very fast. We probably did 100 mile an hour in the straight. But it was a good race, that wasn't it? We're all driving, slipstreaming each other, giving each other finger as we drive past. It was the best race. So it's nice to get away from the touring cars and just have a fun race where it was fun.
There's another added benefit of Goodwood, and that is all the girls wear seamed stockings. Because obviously it's all period clothing. That's quite nice. And obviously you wear headgear, you wear hats. Stockings was probably the best bit.
Said you were scrapping over 13. Were you in a Honda Tourer by any chance?
Can we give them another 50 quid for that?
Those people over there were laughing.
Get out with that stupid clothes on! Get out! Tell them it's stupid.
Yeah, we'll go down there. Why do you love touring cars so much?
Probably the same reason you guys do, actually, because the racing's brilliant. It's proper racing. There's heroes and villains, and I like to play the role of the villain. But the racing's great, and we have 3 fantastic races every weekend. It's access all areas. We're not caged up like the Formula 1 printed on us. You guys can come in and have and get involved with it, and go and almost touch the cars. In fact, today our garage had about 1,000 people in at one point. But I think the racing is just the best thing. We all want cars that are a bit quicker, and we want next year's cars and the cars after that to be faster and more technically challenging. But the best thing is the racing. That's what it's all about, I think. So same for you, I guess.
Yeah, and people come and watch it, which is the difference. You look at the World Touring cars. The Eurosport coverage is not great, and there's a couple of blokes stood with their dog out for a dog walk, and that's about it. And and then you.
You know why that is? That's John Clelland's commentating. In fact, they play his commentary in the old age people's homes as like a sedative just before they go to bed. He's here actually, I hope you heard that.
So you come here, we get great coverage from ITV. All you guys have come, and we get this wherever we go. And the whole feel of the BTCC. Well, there's nothing like it in the UK, and there's not much more in the world that can beat this, really.
Okay, and yes, you've been top.
Have you ever fancied having to go in a rally car?
Have you ever fancied having to go in the rally car?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough through, I was going to say my job on TV, but it's not really a job, is it? But yeah, I've driven, like in fact last year me and Tiff went off to Wales and drove some historic Porsche rally cars through proper stages, having not seen them and had to do pace notes. But the enjoyment of driving a rally car on a loose stage is amazing. You're working in the car, you're sideways, you're doing all the sort of stuff we love to do, which we can't really do today because going sideways isn't fast, but it is in a rally car. Would I want to compete to do it properly? I don't think so. I don't trust anybody, and I don't think I want to put all my trust in a lunatic that sits next to me, you can barely see over the dashboard, telling me how fast I should go down a blind forest stage in the fog at 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank you very much. So, yeah, I personally think there's the guy who's retired now from rally, a guy called Sebastian Loeb, and everybody always asks, racing car drivers, Formula 1 drivers, rally, who's the best? I think Sebastian Loeb's the finest driver that's ever walked the planet. What they do and the level of commitment they have is really special. So yeah, I'm a big fan of rallying, but just to have a bit to play with. Trees earth.
And I think as well that's proven when Sebastian Loeb jumps in a race car and he's as quick as anybody else. If you asked us boys to go and jump in a rally car, we'd be nowhere near. They have unparalleled skill level, and people like Seb, can do anything and drive anything. I think we should be commended for that, really.
Any other questions? Yes. What's the most exciting circuit you like driving on?
In the UK, I'm a big lover of undulating circuits. I like all the trees. You come somewhere like this, and because we're effectively a big airfield, you don't really get a sense of speed. So places like Alton Park and the long circuit of Brands Hatch Grand Prix, the proper old school circuits, they're a big favourite of mine, because you're driving through the trees and up and down the dips, you really get a sense of speed and danger, if you like. So that'd be for me. I've also driven around the Nordschleife. I've raced there in a Carrera Cup car, and that was just the best experience in the world. I think if you ever get the opportunity, you have to go to Germany and drive that. How about you, mate?
I'm exactly the same. Alton Park, Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. They're great. They're great tracks, great pieces of tarmac. But I'm lucky enough to race at Spa. That's a special place. But probably one of the best races I've ever done is in Australia, the Bathurst 1000. In fact, we nearly won the thing in 1997 in a Renault Laguna, believe it or not. And that's just a crazy piece of road. I mean, it's fantastic. So yeah. But we're lucky in the UK. We've got some great tracks.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes.
Will you be with MG next year?
Will I be with MG next year? I honestly don't know. I think it's unlikely. This was a 3-year program, and this is the end of the 3-year program. You never know. One of the difficulties we've got at the moment is why perhaps I've been more vocal than many of the other drivers, or at least I've been on TV being vocal, is about the regulations. We need to know what's happening with them next year, because that has a big impact on the way we go, because the way things are at the moment, we have to go rear-wheel drive. But if they change the regulations, then maybe we don't. So, MG don't make a rear-wheel drive car. In fact, most manufacturers don't. So, it's kind of a tricky situation at the moment. We've got lots of opportunities to drive some cars, but whether or not we'll be with MG, I'm not sure.
Right, final question. Yes, in the picture.
Where the championship is, some gets in the slot, how do you sort of play the course, team tactics for the next race?
Ooh, well, the championship as it is, Sam, bearing in mind race 3 now, you're in second on the road. What are you going to do? Are you going to help Jason out? Or
Quite a hot mic this, I'll pass it on, shall I?
Depends how much Jason's going to pay me. I think in all honesty, it doesn't matter what JP does, Collins won the championship. We've got a good buffer, you've got a good buffer to Gordon Shedden, from what I understand, and we've gained a lot of points on Honda this weekend in the manufacturers. So I don't think it really makes much difference in this race. I'll go do my own thing. If the situation arises, obviously, then the team may come over the radio and ask the question. But hopefully, if everything goes my way, I'll be along the road anyway.
Okay, thank
In which case, I won't slow down.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Please join me in putting your hands together to wish the drivers luck.
He's all right, isn't he? Pretty good. Should we give him a job for the next race? See, I can say this, it doesn't come out of my pocket. Should we give him a pay rise as well? Right. Sorry. Great. Lewis, let's give him a big round of applause. Unfortunately, it sounds a bit of a cop-out, but we literally haven't got any time to spend and take any and do any autographs and pictures. We've got some other stuff to go and do, so apologies for that, but thanks for coming. See you later.